Hello guys, it's me CriticalCubing, and today I'm going to make a video on the essential finger tricks that you should know and some advanced finger tricks that I know of. And this video is requested, so I had no intention of making this video at first. I am aware that Chris has already made a video similar to this, so all the credits goes to him. That being said, let's get started. So before I start, I just want to give a quick tip. You do not have to use some constant finger trick for all the cases. Be flexible, as different situations will need different finger tricks. So if you are adamant about using a certain finger trick for that situation as well, then the outcome won't be as good. Like for an example, generally we do U primes like this. However, sometimes when I am doing Ru, my index finger might get stuck in here. So there is no way that my index finger can do a U prime. So instead of pausing and forcing myself to do the U prime with this finger, I can just do this. Or I can also do this. Different situations will require different finger tricks, so be flexible and just allow your finger tricks to flow. So a cube has 6 sides: the R side, the L side, the U side, the D side, the F side, and the B side. Today we will learn how you can finger trick these layers. So first we shall start with the R layer, and there are 3 grips that I generally use. So this grip is called the home grip. So in home grip you have the middle finger holding the cube like this, and then the thumbs are in here. And whenever I have to do U2s, I generally grip with my ring finger like that. The other grip that I use is the up grip. So in up grip I have these 3 fingers on top and the thumb is at the bottom. And the down grip, the 3 fingers are at the bottom and the thumb is at the top. And these 3 grips are required for different situations that I shall elaborate further. So R moves. R from home grip, you just move your wrist like that for doing R moves. R prime is similar like that, and you do it like this. R prime. Sometimes you have to do R2 moves. Personally, I find doing R2 like this very tough to do because my wrist just doesn't allow me to do it. So instead, I generally do R2s like this with my index pointer finger. So I do my initial R like this and then just use my pointer finger to do the next R. So R2 like that. And sometimes in some situations you might have to do R2 U prime R. How do you do those situations? So for example, R2 U prime R, I will do with my pointer finger like that. R2 U prime R like that. And for the opposite of it, I will do it like this and then with my thumb. So I'll use my down grip with these 3 fingers at the bottom, and I'll do R2 and then like this. And an example of this is the U perm. You do it like this, and then you just finish like that. Using this finger trick, you can easily sub 0.7 this U perm by doing this finger trick. This makes the execution near regripless. So those were the R moves. Another R move that I sometimes do is the OH style. So I allow my pinky finger to do the flick like this. And an example of this is this CMLL that I use. So I do it like this, and then the last one is like that. So once more. And because I do these 2 together, I cannot do an R move from this position. So I just flick with my pinky like that. Like that. However, I do not do the R prime OH style. I never do that. I just do it for the R move. And sometimes for R2, I do this grip and then do R2s like that. And for R2 prime, I change my grip and do it like that. So it just depends on the case. Next is L moves, and L moves are similar to R moves. So this is the L, this is the L prime. The grips are same, like this, and then like this, and then like this. And generally I only use L moves during F12, so apart from simple stuff, L move is not really required that much. So everything that you do for the R move can be done for the L move as well. Next is U moves, and U moves has lots of finger tricks that you need to use for different situations. So the most basic is this one. So you use your pointer fingers for doing U like this, and the same goes for U prime like this. And the other form of U moves are flick move. In flick moves, you allow your pointer finger to come in the front and then you flick like this. So you do it like this. And it can also be done from this side. So you do it like that. And the other common U move finger trick is this finger push, which I tend to use quite a lot, and it can also be done from this side like that. And the other important U move finger trick I would say is this middle finger trick. You probably will not find applications of this during like your F12 or block building. At the end during PLLs and OLLs you will find application of that. A prime example of this are my MU U pumps. I will do it like this, and instead of allowing my finger to come in here, which wastes time, I just do my last U prime with my middle finger like that. And this finger trick has allowed me to sub 0.6 this MU U pump. So once more like that, and I also do it from my H pump like that. So this middle finger has its applications. Now somewhere else that I use this middle finger U is doing the soons. So you do it like this and then do it like that. However, I also do soons like this with my finger push and solving it like that. And both are fast, so you have to just decide which one works better for you. And the last U move that I do is with my thumb, like that or like that. And sometimes when I use them in conjunction with R moves, I do it like this. And I see myself using this finger trick quite a lot, and it's quite fast as well. And the last finger trick that I do sometimes is pushing this like this with my index finger. And this generally is done for using R prime U moves like this. So instead of doing R prime U like this, I just push with this finger like that. Like that. So I just push with this index finger. And sometimes when you're doing wide moves, like in G pumps, you have wide U primes. Instead of doing wide moves also with your index finger, I generally tend to do them with the middle finger like that. So I do it like this, and now U2 move. So you generally do the U2 by doing this and then quickly doing the middle finger like that. So that is the U2 move, and you should know U2s how to do with both of your hands like this. And an easy way to practice U2s is by doing like that. And the other way of doing U2s is like this.
This is a Chuki production.
I have seen some people do it, but it's not that common. And the last way of doing U2s is completely with your index finger like this. So you start by doing a normal U prime and then you just push from here like that. And I have seen people use this, but it's not that common. Good example of this is this J pump that you may use it. So you do it like this, come in here, do that, and then just solve it like that. I find this U2 quite good when you have to do a U2U like this, a U2U. It's quite easy to do like that. And generally when you're doing U2s, you should be alternating between your hands. So prime example of this is this algorithm. So here you do R prime U2, R U2, and then just finish it up. And another example is the G pump. So first you do U2s with your right hand, and then you change and do it with your left hand, and then just finish it up. And one thing that I would advise against is doing U like that and just re-gripping. Like you completely do U and then you move your grip, and hence after doing a U move you have to do a re-grip again. It's quite pointless to be doing that. So instead try to not do this U and then trying to re-grip. And you can also use this flick U2 for doing the E2 dots. E2 dots is this. It's one of the last cases in the roux method, and instead of doing it like this, you can do it like that. And I have seen Alexander Lau doing this.
But make sure you do that more often than not.
Next is D moves, and if you look at our finger placement, the only good way of doing D moves are with these two end fingers. So generally we do the D move with our ring like that. And for doing D primes, you do it like this. Another good way of doing D moves is by doing that finger push. So I know how to do it on my left hand as well as my right hand. And we generally use this finger trick on the E palms. So we do E palms like this, push, and like that. Another way of doing D moves is by using pinky, but that is not that much common because you can just use your ring instead. Next are D2s, and D2s I do them first by doing the pinky and then the ring. It's like this. Some people do it like ring, pinky, but that's very awkward for me. So I do it pinky, ring, pinky, ring. And I would suggest you know it on both of your hands. So this is my left hand and then this is my right hand. So learning it for both of your hands will be helpful. And last way of doing D moves is sometimes I use my index finger for it. And a prime example of it is the V palm. So V palm, I use this algorithm. And here I have to do a D move, so I just do R2 and then do the D with my index finger and then the algorithm. So once more, D, just solve it like that. And the V palm also uses this finger push of mine that I like to do. So sometimes if you have R2, D, then you can just do it with your index finger. So that was all about D moves, ring, ring, and then pinky ring for D2s. Next is F moves, and F moves also have quite a variety of finger tricks for it. So a couple of finger tricks from the home grip are doing this. So you can do the F like that, or you can do it with your thumb like this. So for doing this, I support the cube with these fingers, and then I can just do the F prime like that. So F, F prime. And you can also do it for this finger. And I personally find doing this very useful for some cases. And the other way of doing F moves is treating them as U. So you do them with your index finger like this, and F2 will be like that. And you can also do F prime like this. Now this finger trick is quite difficult to do in the beginning as our fingers is not strong enough. But just keep on practicing as this finger trick is very useful for OH. And another way of doing F moves is by pushing like this. And I do not use it at all, so I am not that good at it, but it has its uses in some places. You can also do it like this from here. For example, the J palm that Felix uses, he does this push finger trick for this. And you can also use this finger for doing the F prime like that, or you can also use this finger trick for that. I generally use this and this most of the times. An example would be T palm, so I do it like this and then just solve it like that. And then this oral case, which you can solve like this, like that. And the Y palm, so I do my Y palm as a combination of them both. So first I do that, and then I just finish like this. And then I also use an alternate Y palm, which starts by doing it like this. And then here I have this F prime finger trick. So F like that, and then F prime with that finger. And in some cases I also do D moves with my ring finger. So for example, R F prime would be like this, and R F would be like that. So doing the D with your ring can be helpful in some situations. And R F2 will be done like that. That is why I told you to learn D2s for both of your hands. And another way would be like this. So sledgehammer, RU R prime U prime, R prime F R F prime. You can do the anti-sledge like this, or sometimes you can do it like this as well with your this, like that. So those were all about the F moves. And F2, I generally just do it like this, or if I have an R F2, then I do it like that. Otherwise, sometimes I generally don't do this often, but I'll just do it with my index finger like this. Otherwise, I can sometimes even do it like this. Now comes B moves, and generally you do not use B moves in C-Fop that much, but in Ru, B moves are very important. So we have a different technique for doing B moves on Ru, but first I'll show you the C-Fop way. Now generally C-Fop has R or some other setup move before you do the B move. So generally if you do an R, then you can just do the B, the index fingers like that, or you can do B prime with your finger push like that. You can also do a flick like this, depends on what you want to do, but generally a push is much more easier than a flick in this situation. And a prime example of this is this oral case. So you do R, U, B, U prime, R prime, U, R, B, R prime. So you finger push in here, and then you just solve it. Other way of doing B moves is with your thumb. So you do this and then do it, and you do it with your thumb like that. And previously I used to use this, but then Kian, the pro Ru guy, he taught me this finger push method. So those are generally the two ways that you do B moves in your C-Fop, and also applicable for Ru in some cases. Now the other way of doing B moves, which is very useful for inserting this pair for finishing your first block, is by doing a wide F like this. So this you just do in wide F like that, and the inverse of this is pushing with your index finger like this. And an example of this is this case for the first block, which you can solve by doing this, this, this. It's quite easy. So once more, this, this, this. The only thing that you have to take a note of is to do both of these layers together and not just only this. So you have to just take a note of that, and rest should be pretty easy. Like this, and then rotate, like this, and then rotate. And then push from here, rotate, push from here, rotate. So this personally has been very useful for Ru, and I use this finger trick in Ru quite a lot. Now how do you do B2? If you just have to do a B2, then you can just do a rotate and then U2. However, if you have an R or R prime and you have to do a B2 after that, then you can do R, B2 like that. Otherwise R prime, B2 would be like this, similar to your D2 finger trick. And R prime B can also be done with your ring finger like that. The last thing that I'm going to go over is the M slices, and M slices is very important in the Ru method, so I'm just going to go over that. And generally you want to do your M prime with your ring finger like this, and you can use the ring finger on either hand. So you can do it with your left ring or you can do it with your right ring. I generally do it with my right ring like this. So there is only one this finger trick for M prime, ring, 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 otherwise ring, 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 ring like that. Now comes M moves, and M moves has lots of finger trick. The one that's obvious is just doing your ring move like this and pushing this edge to the top like this, and you can do the same with your other ring finger. The other one is using index fingers like this, and I have seen lots of people use this index finger trick. Even Alex Lau uses this index finger trick. And you can use it with your left hand as well. And the last one, which I have not seen lots of people do, but I personally do it, and Kian also does it, and we do it with our thumb like this. And generally I do it with my left thumb to keep the R slice and R moves free, so I do it with my left hand, and Kian does it with his right hand. And this is actually quite good for cases like this in the Ru method, because instead of doing this and this and this, which I don't like that much, I can just do this. So this. Next is M2. M2 I just start with the ring finger like this, and then just add in the middle finger as well like that. So I do it like this, ring, middle, ring, middle, ring, middle. And I have seen some people saying that do it with your pinky ring, but I generally don't like it and I would advise against that. But if you feel comfortable using pinky ring, then continue doing it. And you can also do it with your left hand, ring, middle, like that. And the other way of doing M2 is ring, ring. I have seen some people do it, but generally if you can do it with one hand only and not ring, ring, that utilizes two hands. Another kind of eccentric way of doing it is like this, but then this is not that good, to be honest. Lastly, for LSE, how do you do U moves? You hold the cube like this, right? So you don't have the freedom of doing R moves that much. So this is pretty stationary position for you. So this finger cannot really do U move. In this situation, instead of being adamant that I have to use this finger, I just do flick with my other hand. So I will do this and then this, and I also use this U primes as well. So I will do it like this and then just solve it like that. U prime, U, and then U prime also with this finger, and then U2s like this, and sometimes even like this. And another popular way of doing M moves is by doing this. Now this is quite good and used to be popular at a time, and this R, wide R prime, and also very inefficient compared to doing this. So like this versus this. And now for practicing these finger tricks and trying to find your own finger tricks, I would advise that you go as slow as you can and do untimed solves and just let your hands do the moves for you. That way you will find new finger tricks that suit you. And don't be afraid of using awkward finger tricks at first, because awkward finger tricks will only be awkward for the first time, and it won't be awkward the next time you do it. Don't be afraid of doing awkward finger tricks. So I think that was all the finger tricks that I wanted to show. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next one. Take care, guys, and bye.